Another exciting Saturday night in Wolcott, Connecticut, but in reality, not so much. I'm going to do something tonight that kind of breaks all the rules. We'll see. There may not be many people around right now. Take a pill. And I think I'm live on both Facebook and YouTube. We'll see. So if you are in my Deep Abyss Mastermind, which we did this past week, our 5th anniversary, you heard this, so you can go do something else. But tonight I'm going to read something that somebody sent me. And hi, Steph. And I want to talk. I'm like sitting here going, still, should I do this? Should I do this? I want to talk about some things that nobody ever wants to talk about in this industry. Nobody ever wants to share. We've all become Instagram models. I'm a marketer, Jim, not a model, damn it. We've all become copywriters. We've all become experts. We've all become coaches. We've all become perfect. Or we think we need to be perfect. We think we need to be an awful lot of things. And I'm going to kick off the new decade a couple months early. Hey, Rachel. And be the first to tell you, I am the furthest from perfect there is. Okay. Having a rough couple days. And I learned a long time ago that when you're feeling bad about yourself and for yourself, the very best thing you can do is go out and help a few people. So maybe this will help you tonight. Maybe you know someone that can help. Maybe it's setting the next stage for the next decade. Maybe I'm a chicken and I'm doing it tonight because I know not that many people are around because people are getting ready to do whatever it is they do on Saturday night. But right now at this stage of my life, I don't have anything to do on Saturday night. And if I'm emotional, excuse me, but maybe it's time we see some of the emotion. Kids are grown. My marriage broke up. And I live in a place where I didn't live before. And I don't know a lot of people here. So it's Saturday night. And I'm home. It's getting dark. And it's getting cold. And I'll probably throw a log in and start a fire. I was going to do it last night, but didn't get to. First fire of the year. And here I am. And, you know, everybody would say to you, oh, grind it away. Well, what happens when you don't feel like grinding? What happens when you don't feel like doing a bunch of stuff and you don't want to down a bottle of wine and you don't want to drown yourself in watching something on Netflix? What happens when you just realize, here I am? So recently, and by the way, guys, I'm not feeling like, you don't need to, you know, because sometimes when I do something like this and I'm just very transparent and very real, people start sending me notes and trying to cheer me up. I don't need to be cheered up because this is part of life. Okay. And it's part of my life. And when something shows up in your life, you have to embrace it. You have to, the more you fight something, the more it perpetuates. So when you embrace it and you go, I'm cool with that. Okay, this is where I am. This is what it is now. Often new things show up. So I recently got a letter from someone. And good stuff. I'm glad you can relate. I know there's a lot of people out there that can relate. I know that there's a lot of people out there that their lives aren't perfect and sparkly and they're not wearing, you know, Fendi and Gucci and Louboutin red bottom shoes and they don't get hair and makeup and they don't, you know, there's a lot of people that are making ends meet, trying to build a business, trying to build a better life. There's a lot of people like me that maybe they're alone. There, I said it, I'm alone. There's a lot of people, I'm sorry, that, you know, they have different circumstances. Maybe they have somebody ill in their life, a parent or a child, and they're exhausted on Saturday night. They put all they can in and they're exhausted. There's a lot of people that are just doing their best. I'm one of them right now, right here. So, you know, I do my very best. I've been doing this for 20 years and I know what's expected out in there in the industry, and everybody wants somebody to look up to, and everybody wants somebody sparkly. Well, I'm here to tell you that I'm not sparkly, and I did it anyway. I'm not here sparkly, and I've earned the money and gone on the trips and done the stuff and got on the stages. I'm not sparkly, and I did it anyway. And I'm tired of everybody thinking that there is this thing that they have to. I'm watching people that have made no money giving all their tips, no money, nothing whatsoever, giving all their money making tips or how to do this or how to do that. I'm watching people putting up pictures of themselves in bikinis because they think that's what they have to do to get business or to get seen. I'm watching people do everything outside of who they are. And you know what? I can't see it on my glasses. Ascension. I know God is with me. That's the whole thing that's cool. So when you sit and you go, okay, well, what's my lesson? Why am I here? Why is it Saturday night? It's that time of year where it's getting dark and we're going into winter. And why am I here? And what am I doing? And you sit and you know God's with you, spirit, universe, whatever y'all like to call it, do your thing, go your way. Okay. But I know that I'm not alone. And I know that there's thousands of people sitting on the other side of my computer or my phone. And I know I can get dressed and go out to the mall or the this or the that. But I want to read you something because I want you to see how people are. Because when, and I'm just pulling something up, when you try to change, when you try to grow, see, because here's what happens when you're in a place like I am. You gotta do something new, right? Because the same old stuff is the same old stuff, and the same old stuff is over. So you got to do something new. So you try something new on you. Maybe you change your hair, or maybe you do this or that. You try something new, and then there's always that person that decides to be helpful and sends you something like this. I'm going to read this aloud. This person. And I blocked them, so maybe they can see this, maybe they can't. And I wouldn't tell you their name because I truthfully, I don't know their name. I don't remember. It's somebody who knew of me. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people know of me. So I've been following you for years, like since before Joe, who is my mentor. I know you've been finding yourself after your divorce and you're back into the MLM space. Well, I kind of never left it. I mean, I was in it, or I consulted for it, or different things. So I've never left the space. Your current postings lately of selfies, always alone, with great makeup or not, on a cruise apparently by yourself, doesn't really portray the freedom lifestyle that anyone would strive to achieve. I'm in a different space right now, but I thought I would share that your messages of late don't really give a clear message. Frankly, knowing your history, you appear as a lonely marketer trying to show that your business allows a traveling lifestyle that is desirable. I wish you much happiness, but I'm not seeing that in your posts, which I'm sure you want to convey to your followers. Quiet, constructive feedback, take it or not. Okay, well, here, I heard your feedback. And you know what? Here I am. It's Saturday night. I am lonely. It's Saturday night, and I don't feel like working and grinding and crushing it and doing all of these things that we're supposed to be doing. I don't have fake eyelashes on. I don't have any makeup on. My hair's in a bun. And yeah, I did go on cruises by myself. You know why? Because I'm single and I'm alone. I do travel. I did try some new makeup on. I have tried some new things. Yeah, maybe my messages right now sound a little bit like they don't have clarity, because maybe I can sit here in front of you and admit that I don't. The marketplace has changed, business has changed, and everybody wants us all to stand up and make believe that everything is this perfect shindig of a whatever. Guys, it is changing. And I'm seeing more and more evidence. I've told some of my guys, I saw some evidence of everything changing, and I'm changing. And this industry is going to have to change. like it or not. And I'm going to say some things and people aren't going to like them. And maybe people can sit around in a coffee clutch at an event and talk about me. But the days of this perfection thing are over. The days of making believe that this industry isn't rampant with people that have had challenges in their lives is over. You know what? I know people that have gone broke, that have had alcohol problems, that have had drug problems, that have had marriage problems, that have had every kind of problem you can imagine under the sun. I know people that have been homeless that are posing like they're making millions. I'm watching right now people falsifying income figures and volume statistics in the name of the hype freaking machine. So first of all, I want to say to the lady who thought she'd send me some constructive criticism, thank you, because you fired me up. Thank you, because you made me remember who I am. And I am a marketer, not a model. And I don't need to I like to do selfies. Do you know that for the first time in my life, I actually like to take a picture and see myself? Do you know that for the first time in my life, I actually like what I'm seeing when I look in the mirror and in the camera? And that I'm pretty proud of myself. Yes, I'm taking off weight little by little. I know it's not fast enough because we're supposed to do it a certain way and it's supposed to be magical and we're all supposed to melt away and be perfect. Well, I'm not. I'm still fat. But I've lost 25 plus pounds, whatever it is, and I'm looking good. And today I had to throw away a pair of pants. And to me, that's progress. To me, deciding instead of sitting on the couch by myself being miserable, I'd come on here and say something. That's progress. Learning, do you know that in my family, nobody really wears much makeup, and learning to put on a dramatic eye is something that I've always wanted to learn. And I was afraid to because I never thought I could. And I never thought I was allowed to. And now I did. And I do. And it's fun. And I put on eyelashes. And I actually been wearing high heels a little bit again. Okay. Thank you, Mindy, because it's true that we hype everything. I had a guy today. He was a sweet guy. I ended up talking to him after all. But he was so busy hyping how to make six figures in 30 to 60 days. And I'm like, dude, why? Why don't we decide that the new cool thing in this industry, and I have decided, I don't know if anyone wants to hang out with me. Maybe nobody wants to listen to me. Maybe nobody thinks I'm relevant anymore. I don't know. But what I know is I built it brick by brick over years. What I know is I built it person by person over years. What I know is the results that I get now, and they're down now because I've been quiet. But the results that I get and can get again and will, I can do whatever I want. They were based on relationships, on people, on caring for people, on loving people. The results I'm getting now, you know that I've lost over 100 pounds 3 times in my life. Now I can sit and you can judge me and go, well, there's something wrong with you. How could you lose it and put it back on? You know what? I had the gumption to do it. I just didn't know how to keep it. And I also was trying to do it fast. And you know why I was trying to do it fast? Because I was trying to please everybody else but me. I was trying to please everybody. I was trying to please my company. I was trying to please my upline. I was trying to please the person I live with. I was trying to please my family. I was trying to please everybody. And I would do it. And then I remember standing there on the day I'd get to my optimal weight, and I would stand there and I would go, oh my God, I feel like I was sliding down a mountain. I feel like I was slipping on ice because I knew the fall was coming because it was never concrete, because I hadn't worked on myself. Right? I hadn't worked on myself. I worked on everything else. I hadn't done this. I hadn't done that. And then everybody likes to sit around giving each other these tips. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. You know what a real business is? A business is when you have a base of people that buy from you over and over and over again. Do you know how many people in this industry can say that? Not very many. It's churn and burn, bring them in, get their money as fast as you can, send them out the door. You have a real problem when the person that you're buying from is more interested in how effective their funnel is and how much money they can get out of you, how quick, as opposed to whether you're making progress, whether there's something there for you. whether something is changing in your life. And some people are going to go slower. Some people are going to go fast. And don't let fast fool you. Because, I had the guy today, he's talking to me about zillionaires, and he's joking, but he's serious, about how we're all getting rich. I've made 6 figures in a day. That doesn't happen every day. That's a special thing that happens. It's an accomplishment. I've done a lot of things that are accomplishments, and I've gotten the big checks, and I've stood on the stages, and I've gotten awards, and I've gotten tiaras. I don't feel very much like wearing a tiara today. You know why? Because I'm watching stuff that bothers me. And so, yeah, I'm in a kind of funky spot today. I'm in a kind of funky spot today. And you know what? Everybody gets into a funky spot, and everybody is going to go down. But if I can say something that helps you not fall all the way down the mountain, roll right down it, then I did a good thing. I did a good thing. And if I can say something to stand up for myself, I did a good thing. I did a good thing. I'm going to wear makeup, and I'm going to wear jewelry, and I might change the color of my hair. And I have hoop earrings, which I've never worn in my life. People keep commenting on my hoops. I've always worn these little tiny earrings. And maybe I'll wear some crazy red lipstick. I've always done nails. I like nails. Maybe I'll strip it all away and just grow my hair down to my ass and let it. I only have a little bit of gray. This is really my hair, but I could see myself with a lady with long gray hair, flowing gray hair. Just my hair so straight. It doesn't have that wave that looks so pretty. I could see myself turning into somebody that goes to meditation resort retreats and silent retreats and all this other stuff. Maybe I'll become a spiritual hippie weirdo. I don't know. The answer will show up. But what I know is that I love everybody out there. And especially today, there was somebody who happened to send me, you're on here now, send me a love note, and they didn't know how much I needed it today. They needed some love today because they had something going on in their life. I needed it today. And by the way, you inspired me to come out tonight. I needed it today. Somebody just popped up and said, I love you, which was really great. Especially when you're feeling like you're not. So, and by the way, do I feel sorry for myself? Boo-hoo. Does everybody need to send me a note? No. But maybe you could do the same thing that I'm doing tonight, which is when you're feeling kind of down, reverse the energy, take the energy and turn it out and go help someone else. Maybe you could just do that. Because here's what I know. The history of this industry, it's illustrious. I've studied the legacy. I can tell you who beget who. I can tell you right now, I could sit here and tell you who really makes money. I could tell you who's full of crap. I could tell you who's who. I could tell you a lot of things. But what I know is things are changing. And the last time things changed, it was because social media was being born. And a lot of the people who really were the class acts of the industry got a little left behind for a little while, and you didn't hear them because people came in front. And quite frankly, I was one of them. I was lucky. I was in the right place. I was at the right time. I knew how to use the technology that gave me a place before everybody else was doing it. Well, now we're on the backlash, on the back end, on the backlash of social media. We're 15 years in. You guys realize that? 15 years. Holy cow. For a lot of you, you haven't been using it for 15 years and you haven't understood it for 15 years. But I've been using it for 15 years, longer really. But the first blogs were like 2005. YouTube 2006, that's when I got my account. Facebook was earlier, but if you were not a college student, it was about 2007, 2008. Okay? 2005 is the mark. We're 15 years. And now everybody's seen every game under the sun. And so we're going from the time, and we used to teach and talk about this, about exposure, right? Exposure was your opportunity to gain exposure. Guys, do you know that there was a time where SEO-wise, first of all, nobody called it SEO. I owned the term social media. I earned all of these different terms. I was everything on Google. I was everything, right? And then it became more complicated and I lost. I didn't try to keep it, but I don't know how to do that anymore. Haven't really tried to do it anymore. But now people are, they're more educated. They've been more exposed to baloney, the fake reviews, all the different things that have been done over the years in the name of traffic, right? People, except for like people who've been living under a rock, people know the difference now. People have seen it all. People have been down the road. If you're looking for the secret trick, it's the time to stop looking for the secret trick and to stand up and say something. It's the time to go one by one and go ahead and help people with product or your service, whatever it may be. It's the time to get out of this. There was a window, and I hope to educate all of you. There was a window of time where people were charging ridiculous amounts of money for stupid stuff, coaching by people that have never done what you want to do, all kinds of stuff like that. It's still around. It's all going to end. It's all going to end because people go back to source and people will seek human connection. And quite frankly, on this Saturday night, that's exactly where I am, right? I had a family, I brought them up, I did all these cool things, and then I went through a window of time. We're coming up on 3 years. I went through a window of time where I tried to make believe none of it happened, and I tried to, do all this stuff, and I ran away from home most of the time, right? I was away so much. And now it's time to close the mourning period, and it's time to go back to people. See, because I was avoiding people and hiding from people, and I'd come out and I'd be visible, but I haven't gone out in Connecticut in 3 years. Hear me say that, 3 years. Or had people over or connected or gone for coffee or gone to a meetup or something. 3 freaking years. And after time, people seek human contact. And that's what's going to happen here. I made a post today. I'm going to do some stuff next week that I think a lot of people will like, and I think it's time. But the challenges and the boot camps and the yada, 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 and all the gimmicks. There's always going to be a gimmick that works. The question is, well, I'm sorry, I happen to be wearing a company logo. I took all my laundry out. I hadn't been I get my laundry done, and I hadn't been out to get my laundry done, so I had no clothes. So I'm like, don't look unless you want to. I don't care. I don't care if you know what deal I'm in. It's time for a new phase. It's time for $15,000 to go to an elite retreat, worst experience ever. Yeah. Here's my question. And Mindy, I know you invest in your business. I invest in my business. I hope all of you invest in your business. I would rather see someone create a budget. This is me, create a budget and spread that out over the course of the year and absolutely attend events because events are everything. In fact, that's the one social outlet I've had is events. I've really gone to a lot of events because I see my ilk, my people. The only problem is my people are all over the country. There's got to be a few here in Connecticut, right? This whole idea of Tracy, I'd be glad to invest $15,000 with an incredible mentor that has the skills that I want. I'd be glad to invest, and have invested a lot of money and things. But what I don't like is this knee-jerk reaction that we try to get everybody into, that we're trying to close them and slam them. And I know a lot of marketers will say she's wrong. She's wrong. Well, my stats prove that, well, you may not be wrong. Those of you that believe that you just got to get them, you may not be wrong. I'm not wrong either. Okay, I'm not wrong because my numbers, my stats, etc., suggest otherwise. So I said, let's go the next decade and see what goes on. When I told everybody about social media, everybody said I was wrong. Now I'm telling everybody it's time to go the opposite way. Maybe some people will say I'm wrong. See how I feel better already? See how I was like all like emotional before and feeling bad and all this other stuff. I had a really bad day. And then I get on and I talk to people and I feel better. So I think I probably need to do this more. I've been hiding. And second guessing myself and quite frankly hating on myself. So maybe it's time to love myself. And maybe it's time to go back to loving people. And maybe it's time to stop hiding from people. And maybe it's time to start writing my damn list again properly. And maybe it's time to create some content again properly. I don't know. But what I want you to know is if you are somebody who has been scared of all of this, if you really want it, if you have the desire, and if you have a love for people, your time is now here. I'm seeing more and more and more. I just saw, I mentioned more than once to different groups. If you heard it, I apologize, but there's a very big pop artist out right now. She's 350 pounds and she comes out in like leotards and with her thighs out and everything else. And she's amazing. She's an incredible musician, incredible singer, and people love her and she just lets it all out. I saw a video of a girl who is the new spokesperson for Calvin Klein underwear, which has always been these ripped, perfect people. Those of you that have been in New York in Times Square, those big billboards, they'd always have like this incredible man, this guy with the washboard stomach up on the, the larger than life billboards. And this is an overweight woman modeling for Calvin Klein. Yes, it is Lizzo, Brittany. I love her. It's funny. The kids had played her for me just for the music, the energy of the music. And I hadn't seen her until this past week. And when I saw her, I was like, oh, snap. The attitude on her is something else. And I just love it. Exactly, Jason, leverage. Everybody, that's a word that our mentor used, leverage. Everybody has the ability to go out and love on people. Everybody has, y'all think you need something special and fancy and this and that. Well, maybe that's all I've done for 20 years. I've just gone out and I've loved on people and I've been me. And then I forgot how to be me. Maybe because I didn't know who I was, or maybe because my definitions, I've said it before, I think my definitions of who I was got taken away. So then all of a sudden it was like mom is gone and wife is gone and person who makes dinner is gone and person who runs carpools, all this stuff is gone. And then all of a sudden it's me. And I didn't know how to be me. And that's been very hard. So if any of you guys have gone through this, you're the only people that I'd like to hear from. The rest of you guys, don't send me love notes about how much you love me. I love you too. But like, this isn't my dog died post, the post that everybody puts up that there's 7,000 people. Like nobody talks to you except if your dog dies, because if your dog dies, everybody's got to talk to you. And it's not my birthday. So I don't need all the notes. But what I do need is to figure out how to reinvent myself. Because in my heart of hearts, I know I have to get up. Because of my heart of hearts, I know that the time is now. My kind of people, as I've always called them, freaks and fringe dwellers, the misfits, the this and that, my kind of people, time is now. I'm watching it happening in the media. It's happening all over. And there's a window. And in that window is where you win. It's where you win. Because whoever goes first, because pretty soon everybody will be authentic. Everybody will stop with the goofy stuff and just put some cool stuff together to help people. Everybody will stop. Attraction marketing, the way it was, it's lost. It's lost. It's become twisted and perverted. Attraction marketing was simply, I'm not going to get into it. I'll do another video another day. It's just weaving in your opportunity or your auto ship or something on the back end of content. It's not 72,000 pieces of content and 47,000 this and that. It's just not, it's so simple. It's so simple. And maybe if I get my ass together, I just go back and do it again, huh? What a novel idea. So I've rambled on long enough and I feel better. So you all have done your work. Thank you very much. I'm going to go do some stuff. It feels like it's so late and it's 6:45. Yeah, Andrew, people are looking for authenticity. You know, you got the Gary Vaynerchuk's of the world that started it, you know, in 2006 or whenever he started. And it's grown, and it's at critical mass now. America, not to mention the rest of the world, but I live in America, so I speak of America. America is ready to see the reality of its population instead of just perfection. It's ready because people have communicated too much now to ever turn back. Cable TV is dying. People are making choices about what they want to see and what they want to do. Hey, Lisa, are you in Dallas? Well, you're always in Dallas, but you know what I mean. Are you at the event? I love your pictures lately. You know, people have seen too much. They've communicated too much. There's no turning back to this everybody's perfect but you have to be perfect to school of home business. By the way, that was the first time I lost 100 pounds was when I was told I wasn't perfect enough at my MLM after losing 120 pounds. I was told that I wasn't at my optimal weight and I wasn't perfect enough. And then I went, well, fuck it. Sorry, but I went, fuck it. I might as well eat some fried chicken and a gallon of ice cream. I mean, if I'm not enough, why not just go, you know, pig out? Why am I trying? That was the first time. And that was a long time ago. And I will never again let anybody, and I do mean anybody, tell me that I'm not enough. And here's what's cool. Critical mass is happening. If I want to stay chubby, I can, but I don't because I'm 52 years old and I want to get the rest of this weight off because joints and health and all that other good stuff that you all know if you're as old as I am or older or, you know what happens. So I don't want to need that. So we'll do it. But this time, do it for me. This time, do it because I love myself. This time, do it because I don't want the repercussions and I don't want to be, in pain. So, all right. I've rambled. I'm going to go write some copy, I think, or some such thing, something fun. Who knows? Maybe I'll come back and work live. I don't know. But what I know is I had to let that out. So, dramatic reading. Thank you to the lady that decided to rip me in shreds and tell me that the lifestyle I'm portraying isn't the life that anybody would aspire to. And you know what? It's probably not. Maybe she was a divine messenger sending me a message that said, next time you go on a trip, you can take someone with you. Next time you go out, you're allowed to go out with someone. Maybe that was her job. And if it was, thank you. And to all of you guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. If you have feedback, ideas on this, definitely share it if you think it would help someone. And definitely let me know your thoughts. And as I've said before, if you do create some content that where you decided that you're just going to get authentic and you're going to stop giving the 3 tips to this and the 7 ways to do this and how to do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around, you want to talk about something that you love or that you care about or something that frustrates you, please tag me because I would love to see it. I would love to comment. And if it moves me, I would love to share it. All right. See you guys later. Love you.